everyone, Joey here, aka Animus, and you might be wondering why this lighting is so bad, and that is because I accidentally deleted this clip in the intro that I filmed on the day that everything else was filmed, which is slightly annoying. But basically what happened was, a few days ago, quite a few weeks ago, months even, I decided that I was getting fed up of being stuck in lockdown, and with all the shops shut, and I was missing the days of crate digging in record shops. So I thought, why not start saving up a ton of money so that once everything is opened back up again, I can just go wild in the shops in Soho in London, which is my favourite place to go crate digging ever, and see what amazing stuff I could find. So, yep, I set out with my dad, the cameraman, to see what we could find. Let's go. So, I arrived at Berwick Street, the road where they took the photo for What's the Story Morning Glory by Oasis. As a lot of you probably know, it's changed quite a bit though. And the first place I went was Reckless Records, who do actually appear in that cover art. Now, they just reopened that day and had taken the time to give their shop a bit of a redesign, and I have to say, I loved the way it looked. It's a really great place for second-hand digging, and the prices are also really nice and low. So I ended up buying two things. My mistake, actually, four. The first was a copy of the Orb's UF Orb, which was only £15. Sleeves, not great, but the vinyl plays completely fine. I'd been meaning to get this for a while and give it a listen after I absolutely loved Adventures Beyond the Ultraworld, and have heard a few of their other albums on Spotify, and I was not disappointed. It's fairly similar to Adventures Beyond the Ultraworld, but a little bit more rhythmic and beat-based. It still has the big, extended, slightly ambient tracks with that signature Orb style. And yeah, it was just great to get a double LP for 15 quid. Yeah, great purchase. And then I also bought a copy of Clark's Death Peak, another record I hadn't heard yet, but I'd heard amazing things about this thing, and saw that it was on the Warp label as well, which intrigued me, because I never really heard anything remotely bad on the Warp label. And it was also the exact same price as UF Orb. So I gave this a listen, and I was so impressed. It's like this mesmerizing roller coaster ride. Feels almost like a danceable record, but there are some really odd elements on top that just make it feel like some twisted dance floor. And weird detuned synths and like massive choirs and stuff. It's so explosive. I cannot wait to give it another spin. I've only listened to it once. But this vinyl package is way cooler than I thought at first. Like, it's got this Obi strip here. I've never bought an Obi strip record before. And then a triple panel gatefold, which looks amazing when you fold it out. It's also on 2 discs. And of course, I highly recommend this one as well. Also managed to pick up 2 12-inch singles from the legendary Orbital, who I collect a ton of records from. Somehow I didn't already have these. This is Style, which has that really cool glossy circle in the middle that you get on all of their middle of nowhere era records. It's got Style, Big Pipe Style, New Style, and Old Style. Original Style, pretty cool. Not a massive favourite Orbital track, and all the other remixes are, decent as well. Big Pipe Style in particular is interesting, seeing as it's played on bagpipes. I'd already heard this on the CDs, and despite it not being a huge personal Orbital favourite, it was a 12-inch single I'd always been meaning to pick up just to add to my Orbital collection. So yeah, good find for £4. Then also for £4, Lush 3, which is 12-inch single I did really like. This has got Lush 3-1 and Lush 3-2, of course, absolutely awesome suite of tracks, as well as Lush 3-3 by Underworld, an Underworld remix, which is 13 minutes long, and that's an absolute dream 13-minute Underworld remix of an Orbital track. So that was really great to find, and is something to add to my other Lush 3 12-inch single, which has Lush 3, 4, and 5. Other records I almost got were the Richard D. James album by Aphex Twin, Multiplies by the Yellow Magic Orchestra, and well, I didn't nearly get this, but just an interesting thing I saw was a test pressing of Tomorrow's Harvest by Boards of Canada for 450 quid. But they did show the Discogs page, and it was selling from about 550. So obviously, I'd have to practically sell the house to get that, but it's just cool to see a test pressing. You don't see them often. Next we moved on to Sister Ray, who were quite possibly my favourite record shop I've ever been to. They are awesome. They sell both second-hand and new music, so they've got a massive selection of basically everything you want. CDs upstairs and vinyl downstairs. They've got all this cool artwork on the walls, and an excellent choice of music as well. They were playing Madlib's Shades of Blue as I was crate digging, which was a lot of fun. First record I got there was Moon Safari by Air. You all have probably heard this album before. I definitely have. It's an absolute classic. So beautiful, electronic, jazz, rock, chill out record. It's very easy on the ears, but also very heavy on the heart. And I'd always meant to have a copy of this on vinyl, so it's great to find. And by the way, this is possibly the best sounding pressing I've ever bought of any record. It was on 180 gram audiophile virgin vinyl, which I was sort of going, yeah, but I put it on and there was absolutely zero surface noise at all, and that is not even an exaggeration. It was basically like streaming it on Spotify. So I was very pleased with this purchase. Next I got Untrue by Burial, another record you probably all already heard, and another classic. Yet an album I hadn't heard at that point. I knew that I saw this and went, well, I'm obviously going to enjoy this given what other people have said about it. Might as well just buy it on vinyl. And, yeah, this completely lives up to the hype. I probably don't have anything to add to it, but it's just some really dark and moody, yet extremely atmospheric garage music. I don't really know how to describe it. It's a bit like garage, but it's also very ambient. And like I said, very dark, as you can see on this cover, with a guy sitting sadly by his coffee. 2 discs on this one, and again, very heavy vinyl. And finally, the Blade Runner soundtrack by Vangelis. I had not watched the Blade Runner film at this point, but I had listened to a little bit of the soundtrack, so decided to buy a copy of the vinyl and listen to the rest of the soundtrack. My god, is it amazing! It's so hard to believe this thing was made at the beginning of the 1980s. It's so dark and atmospheric. I know I called the Burial record dark and atmospheric, but yeah, it is very synth heavy, but also with some things like lots of saxophone and stuff, and a few strange vocals. It really just immerses you in the world of the film, and after buying a copy of the film afterwards, yes, I did end up watching the film. After listening to the soundtrack, it is so important to the atmosphere of the film. Absolutely a brilliant film, by the way. This is a repress. Some of the earlier versions are pretty rare, but they've given it quite a nice retro look with all these stills in the middle of the gatefold. Just 1 disc though, despite being gatefold. But yeah, the art as well is awesome. And there were actually still a ton of cool things that I picked up but then had to put back because of other things I was buying. I found Homogenic by Björk, In Rainbows by Radiohead, the recent Disclosure EP on blue vinyl, and even a really rare blue splatter copy of the Thing soundtrack, which was £50. I mean, I could have got it, but I decided on, saving a bit of money just in case for the next shop. And I came so close to buying this one. So, Sister Ray Records is absolutely incredible, and I highly recommend you taking a trip there. There were a couple of other cool record shops in the area, but I was slightly tight on money, and I'd been to those places before and wasn't really all that impressed. So, the third and final shop that I went to was Phonica Records, who have an amazing art style with their logo and everything. The whole place looks so futuristic and clean and cool. It also really appealed to me because they seem to specialise in all things electronic music. They also had a mix of new and used vinyl. There was quite a massive load of crates in the middle with lots of different electronic styles. I couldn't really be bothered to look through the whole thing because there was a lot of obscure artists, but if you're really into that kind of stuff, then it's worth taking a look there, I think. But in the other areas of the shop, I found some awesome records, and it was too bad I couldn't just buy all of them. I did get two, though. First, Flying Lotus, Cosmogramma, super glossy sleeve there. I've loved this record for so long. It's so frantic and jazzy and organic feeling. So much fun to listen to. Just had to get a vinyl copy at some point. Obviously iconic artwork. And if you think the front covers were cool, just wait till you see this. It is so awesome. They've gone for a kind of, it's really frantic, like the sound of the album, and they've also gone for this sort of ancient hieroglyphs aesthetic with, like, the inner sleeves and the back of the record. 2 discs again, and 2 discs of pure awesomeness. And coincidentally, another slightly jazzy album by a producer whose name begins with F, Rounds by Forte. Also known this for ages, loved it for ages, meant to get it for ages, and just thought it was a good time to finally pick it up. Yeah, cool artwork there. Very sort of papery feel to this sleeve. It's not cheap, it just feels sort of eco-friendly and nice. Image of a cityscape on the inside. 2 discs, pretty heavy. Nice that they're lined with plastic there. Sorry, I am really rambling here. But I love this so much, this album and this artwork as well. Also, really nice, comes with a little CD of a live show in Copenhagen in this little card sleeve, and a funny little CD-sized booklet just loose in there. I'll probably put it up on the shelves, but really cool. And like I said, quite a few other things that I came close to getting. The Comet is Coming and their album Channel the Spirits. Ribbons by Bivio on double purple vinyl, and the Underworld Drift Series 1 sampler edition. Oh god, I wish I could just go mad. So that was the end of a really great digging session, and we finished it off with my favourite London food, salt beef sandwiches, with a dessert of luxury ice cream. And then took the train home with bags and bags full of awesome music. Guys, I really hoped you enjoyed this video. I had a ton of fun making it, and it was great to do my first sort of vlog style video. If you want to see me do another vinyl haul at some point, please leave a comment down in the comment section. And I've got lots of new videos planned. Unfortunately, I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I won't be able to upload anything for about a week, but I hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.